Tartu city or actually have been selected for the culture capital of Europe 2024. It's next year, and they're having a special program, 8 documentary films, and we are one of them, one of the 8. A project called The Art of Looking. And I want to introduce director Andris. Please come. Your turn.
Should I attach it to my jacket? Like this. Hello and thank you. Can you hear me? And congratulations with the successful launch of this international congress dedicated to the slime mold research. It's fantastic as a Latvian, a person from a neighboring country, to experience something like this happening here in Estonia. So as Margus said, my name is Andris. I'm the director. We also have a couple of our colleagues here in the hall. Tomšķēle, the director of photography, with this huge cinema camera, and Karl, our first assistant cameraman. And yeah, I think some of you might be surprised a little bit about this juxtaposition here on one screen. So let me just try to somehow justify or explain this concept that we have here. I will try to use this clicker. So yes, our movie is a conceptual documentary film. It's not a TV story. It's not a news story. It's not an informative story, not purely scientific story. Also, it just came as some sort of an inspiration. I was invited here by the Tartu 2024 Culture Capital documentary program to get some inspiration in the southern Estonian area for just, you know, some fresh ideas for a potential film. And I found 2 very interesting groups of people here during my residency. One of them were the researchers and also enthusiasts of the myxomycetes. And the other group was astronomists. And being unable to choose between these 2 slightly different topics, I came to this very strange concept of what if we kind of juxtapose 2 ways of an art of looking. One would be looking towards the furthest objects and the largest scale possible, and that's the cosmic web. Not so many people know about the fact that our universe has shape or shapes or patterns, and the other being the micro world, the fantastic micro world of the slime mold. I became very enthusiastic about, you know, shooting it, capturing it. It's a challenge. Many of you know about it. And yeah, but the thing is that at some point those 2 concepts met, and even on a scientific level. I will be very curious actually to find out if you have actually heard about this kind of fresh, ongoing scientific research that will be also part of this film. Our film will be very short from one perspective, so it's going to be approximately 15 minutes. At the same time, if we look at some TV stories, they are much shorter. They can be like sometimes 1.5 minutes, as you know. And being people from the film world, from the cinematic world, each and every shot we take is like something very special for us. So this is why we would like to ask you to be patient when we will film some of you, if you will agree being filmed, that it's sometimes very time-consuming for us, but only for the one reason, just to make the best shots possible for this conceptual film. And the premiere of the film will take place nearby at the Terravere Observatory, or the Tartu New Observatory, very close to Tartu in May for next year. And there is an international team involved. I'm very happy for this opportunity. Probably we will skip the plot part, not to spoil the whole party for you. But now maybe we can focus a little bit shortly on this melting point of these two worlds. So in the upper image there we see Mixos gazing at the cosmic web, I believe. So basically, to a big surprise for me personally, we found out that the growth patterns of the bright yellow slime mold called Physarum polycephalum has enabled scientists at the University of California, Santa Cruz, to find that actually these two patterns, the growth pattern of this slime mold and the cosmic web structure, the very largest structures we can ever imagine, are very, very, very much similar. For me, it was like a wow moment because it started just as a, kind of a weird cinematic idea. But now we can see that it's becoming a scientific reality, at least an attempt to actually make use of the slime mold patterns to study the largest structure of the universe. So first results are published in the Astrophysical Journal Letters, and they provide the first conclusive association between the diffuse gas in the space between galaxies and the large-scale structure of the cosmic web. And what they have been using is the slime mold patterns. And let me just quote one of the main researchers from that international team, Joe Burkett, who says that a slime mold creates the most efficient pathways to connect food sources. In the cosmic web, the growth of structure produces networks that are also, in a sense, optimal. The underlying processes are different, but they produce mathematical structures that are analogous. We will be very curious to find out your thoughts about this attempt to juxtapose these two arts of looking. So yeah, as I said, we will ask you to be patient if possible, especially during the field day when we'll be jumping around with our super huge camera and lenses and tripods and everything, and we will try to really capture strong images in the field, in the forest. But you can always feel free to also say, but not me, but we strongly wish that you will be open for us just to reach an interesting result, which I also think that juxtaposing these scales and actually showing the world, the beautiful world of the slime mold, and also showing the beautiful world of the largest cosmic structures would somehow, liberate people's minds a little bit and, stretch their minds a little bit and make them a bit brighter. So thank you for this opportunity to be on the journey. Okay. Thank you.
Get my mind wrapped around that a little bit. Are there any questions for Andris while we're at it? I've got a question while you're thinking about one. So exactly what will you be filming on the field trip? Like what sort of things?
Well,
are you filming? Oh, sorry, filming researchers with their head down and their bum up looking for slime molds, or what sort of things?
I have to try to speak not in a formal cinematic language where we use our expressions and our concepts, and the framing and optical, way of thinking, etc., etc. Basically, we want to capture images of the researchers in this wilderness. Looking, actually, the art of looking. So basically, you don't have to care about acting for us or doing something special for us. We'll basically try to find images by ourselves, as you can probably see in that corner, our lens is actually one of the biggest lenses in the world. It's like a super huge zoom lens. So sometimes you will see us from a very, very big distance, and you'll try to figure out why the hell are they pointing at us? They don't see all of the beauty in our hands anyway. But it's not like that. But sometimes we will actually ask for you know, a couple of maybe macro shots of something that you might, you know, come up with some findings in the forest.
Yeah, that sounds really good, doesn't it? We can have a lot of fun.
There's a question.
Oh.
We're not able to, if we're not able to come back here next year, how can we maybe watch the film?
Well, filmmakers always hope to get their films into some festivals. There is a hope, at least a wish, for us to get into some of the short film festivals, and if I also hope that the film will be available as via streaming platforms. But basically, I think that your community is kind of actively, I hope, communicating. So this is why we will spread the word, and of course, Irina Yatsuk will inform you. We'll be in touch with her. We already had some shoots with her, so we'll let you know.
New York City's having a film festival October 1st, I think. Is that too soon?
There's always a question about the premiere status and all of these, you know, filmmakers mafia things, but let's see. We'll try to. Yeah.